like stay in the same place, and they don't do any adventures, they don't try anything dangerous. They just like stay in their lane, and they rot away like that because they're just afraid of the risk. And so because uncertainty makes people scared, when they can find people that will assure them and reassure them and provide them with a framework, and they don't have to do any thinking, they cling on to that. And then they find a bunch of other people who agree with that, and then they reinforce each other. And then they attack anybody who disagrees with that opinion, because you're literally attacking their very existence.
Yeah, I guess so.
Bunch of bitches, weak-ass bitches. There's a lot of weak-ass bitches out there. And I'm becoming less charitable as I've gotten older.
Yeah,
I would have thought as I got older, I would be like more compassionate to some of these people. But now I'm just like, where's the fucking wolves? We need wolves in the streets, taking these dummies out.
Yeah, I mean, you just talked about how people, they don't like the uncertainty. They, they like, even if it's, I mean, I thought something weird for a second though, but even like, they say women who have been abused, they stay in that relationship because maybe that's because it's a known evil, I guess. You know what I mean? So then I was thinking, I saw this clip the other day, and it was this guy he asked people if they would take $10 million. If people, what could you do with $10 million? And people say they could live, a good life for a year, or 10 years, or however long. And he goes, okay, well, what if I gave you $10 million, but then you wouldn't wake up tomorrow? And they said, well, no, I wouldn't do that. He said, so that means your life for a day is worth more than $10 million. Otherwise, you would take it and, you wouldn't wake up tomorrow. So if your life is worth more than $10 million for a day of living, why do you just wake up and just go through the motions? Why aren't you waking up and putting that value on it and saying you need to make the most of it and appreciating every day you have, if it's that valuable to you, if you put it in those terms.
Yeah.
And it's, it's weird how people, when you put it like that, it's an easy decision to make. But when you just say, well, I'm just going to wake up and go through the motions, it's like, are you really maximizing the value of your life, the gift of life?
Yeah, it's interesting how people like develop these patterns. And one of the things that they do is like, unless something radical happens to you where you feel like it's all going to be taken away, you just can take it for granted. Like those near-death experiences are so profound for people because so many people have something happen, like a cancer scare or maybe a car accident or some kind of a near-death experience where they walk out of it and then they realize like they could have lost everything.
Yeah.
And then
they got another chance.
But you always had that. You always had this life that has endless possibilities.
Why does it take a wake-up call?
Right. I think there's also a part of there's a problem with most people's existences. This is why I've been trying to get you to quit your job. Most people's existences, you're doing something all day that you don't want to do.
Yeah.
And you have all this adventure that you do on top of that. But a lot of people don't. So their existence is this dull drone of doing things they don't want to do all the time. And then when they get home, they just watch TV and eat.
Right.
And when they see people that are daring, that take risks, they attack them. They hate on them. And that's through the comfort of their own phone and through the keyboards. They like to shit on people that make them feel uncomfortable. And they'll talk shit about your ambitions and like, what the fuck is wrong with him? Why is he running every day? Why is he working out so much? Like the kind of stuff they do for you. That I see it.
Yeah.
I'll read your. I don't read my comments, but I'll read yours.
Yeah.
But that's why they do it. They do it because they feel inadequate because they have not lived. They're not living a maximized life, but they could.
Yeah,
that's the thing. They could. It's not easy. No. And the longer you get into that life, the harder it is to get it. If you're 55 years old and you've been living this dull-ass, boring life your whole life and you've never taken any chances and your body looks like shit, it's fat and doughy and you're tired all the time and you decide I want to be a beast today, like, boy, you got a long road, son.
Yeah.
You know?
People do it. I mean, people, I don't know if they turn into beasts,